Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word. That don't matter. None of this matters.
None of this matters.
Nothing matters, man. We saw Masters of the Universe and nothing matters.
That's right. I'm on the other side of the veil now, through the looking glass.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
My name is Max Muller.
And we just watched Masters of the Universe, out now on streaming next week.
Amazon Originals.
Didn't know it was Amazon until it flashed on the screen. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, this is a toy movie, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to Amazon. We'll get to the Amazon of it all.
Well, first, Max, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
First-time guest.
Yeah.
First time ever. Do you
Thank you
have
for having
anything?
me.
Yeah, of course. Is there anything you want to say to the world at the start? Anything you want to plug? Any statement?
I have a plug. I feel like you're reading my mind a little bit because I do have in my notes apology. I do owe the podcast community an apology for Zomboys. That's on me. I take responsibility for introducing you to zombies.
That is true.
A very enjoyable
I don't know what
hang.
you're talking about.
You don't
I don't
need-
know what Zomboys is.
Yeah, you don't need to apologize. I don't know. We're not familiar with that. For some boys, no
Sure.
apology required.
Just want to put that out there at the beginning that I have humility. I'm a guest with humility.
Fair enough.
And then a plug. I will plug my wife Starlene's new Patreon. She just launched a sticker club.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she makes fun art. So go to patreon.com/Starlene, STARLINE, for some cool stickers.
All right.
Okay. We'll make sure to
And,
recommend that too on ours.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
sure.
And I guess that's it. Don't have much of my own to plug. I plug, this podcast. Does that work?
Thank you. That works.
Sure, we'll take it.
Welcome.
Everyone listening, make sure to continue listening.
Yeah, keep doing it.
So, this movie, it is getting walloped by Scary Movie 6, which
Oh, that's heartbreaking because I feel like
it kind of is, yeah.
Scary Movie 6 has a lot less to offer.
It has Scary Movie for the 6th time to offer.
Sure.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't know what that movie is. I mean, this isn't about Scary Movie 6. That was just one of those trailers where I was just like, no. It was just like nothing against the previous ones.
I'm always rooting for the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
Wayans
I
in
mean,
general,
me too. And it just feels like a stoner comedy. Like there's room in the world for a stoner comedy, but a sixth one, just make a different thing.
Anyway, that's our review of Scary Movie 6. What'd you guys think of Masters of the Universe?
Masters of the Universe was perfectly watchable, and
Oh man, that's
Tom?
brutal. Man, I loved it.
Yeah, I had a good time. I don't mean that as a slight. I think it's a fun movie that had a lot of great stuff in it. We'll get to all the different parts of it, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, we're gonna run the full spectrum.
Yeah,
because it sounds like Tom, you loved it, or I don't want to put words in your mouth. Max, you're fine with it. I felt nothing.
Yeah, you're the most cynical of us, for sure.
That makes sense. That makes, because you have zero connection to He-Man, right?
Yes,
That makes complete sense. This movie is not for you at all.
Yeah.
Yes. And well,
At
that's
all.
the thing.
You have to be mired in He-Man.
Yes, and it's $200 million.
That's
and I'm
crazy.
Like,
why did they spend that much money on a He-Man?
I mean, you really see it on the screen. It's really there up on the screen.
I love the way it looks, man. I think
very
Travis Knight's a great director.
Very competent movie. Like, looked fun.
Mm-hmm. I continue to think Travis Knight is a really good director, and this is it all looks. There's something kinetic about the way he understands the way these characters need to look. Like, and I think it's at least related to his work in Laika. I feel like it is anyway, because of the idea of these tangible things, because they're action figures, and in stop motion and Laika, which is what Travis Knight is, he's the president of that studio and has directed many of their movies. You're working with like those little puppets that are, and so there's something about the color and the weight and
the poses
and the movement and
dynamic.
All like, yeah, it's all real. Like, he really understands the way that these toys need to look in this toy movie to make it as like fun as possible, I guess, as kinetic as possible. I don't know really how else to describe it, but
I will say at the end, I agree completely. At the end of the movie, you feel that they are action figures come to life. And it's even a plot point that, like, Prince Adam, 10-year-old boy, we're going to spoil the shit out of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
But he lands in Oklahoma City and has like a vivid memory of where he just was, for the last 10 years of his life, and comes up with the names of all the heroes. And they're like, that's not my name. Like, my name is like Derek. Why are you calling me Ram Man? He's like, because you ram things. Like, the logic of the movie supports the action figure of it all. And I really appreciated that. I thought like that stuff tickled me. That was just great.
I thought it actually, so that's the stuff where I'm like, then make it about a guy having a nervous breakdown and all his action figures come to life from a kid or all his imagination. Because I guess my issue with this movie is that it didn't, again, for $200 million, it didn't feel the need to justify its own world. And it sort of like...
Not at all.
And that made it very... where I was just like, oh, okay, fuck me then, kind of feeling, where it was like, he's Skeletor, that's why he's evil, it's in his name. And I'm like, yeah, it's all kind of just a joke. And for me, that just, like, I felt, I was just like, why is that guy a robot? Why is that tiger talking? I know that sounds stupid to say, but it kind of needed a little more like that. I would have accepted if it was like, these are all his imaginary like toy characters come to life. I'd be like, okay, I got it. It doesn't need to make sense.
That's a very different movie that you're describing.
Yeah, but I know why they didn't do that, because every movie based on a toy does that now. So I just wish they kind of went for it then more and went like, okay, let's take this lore very seriously and sell this lore to people. It didn't feel like it had to do that. It felt like it was more like, we're He-Man, baby. And I'm like, yeah. The thing is, I don't know He-Man that well. So like, it just felt a little like, at a certain point, I couldn't connect with it because it was all just sort of chaos, where like, this was more at the end, but like the robot that breaks, that I didn't care
you're talking about
that robot. Roboto.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she just shows up and goes, I fixed Roboto. And I'm like, yeah, but how? Are you a robots expert? Like, I know that sounds silly, but the whole movie is kind of that, where it was like, there was no like
Man-at-Arms did. Idris Elba
logic.
Did.
Idris Elba did?
Yeah. He's throughout.
And he's a robot expert?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, they established that he's the one that programmed her to be a janitor. And then they have that thing where he has to put the plug back in her so that she can shoot guns again. He's like, now if I turn this back on, you have to promise not to shoot me. And she said, I made no promises. And then after she gets blown apart, he's holding onto her head, and he's like, don't you power down on me. So I got the sense that, well, he's just going to put her back together.
I guess.
Like, there was enough there for me. I mean, in the cartoon, I mean, not to my memory, like, I was a little too young for He-Man. I still vividly remember playing with the toys as a kid. But like the greater universe stuff is kind of like more nebulous to me, so I'm not as focused on the more specific details of the characters maybe. But like, I don't remember Man-at-Arms being like a robotics expert from the cartoon. I just intuited that from what they showed us in the movie.
I think they set up that he has like technology though. right? He has like a gun that pops out like RoboCop style out of his leg.
I guess, yeah.
And he has like, his mace turns
like
into
mace
like a
whatever,
different mace, and like it's their action figures
Sure.
come to life.
But I wasn't confused about the process of fixing it. It's just more of like, nothing's really set up, and everything just sort of is where it's like, we're all in this dungeon. How do we get out? We just shoot the dungeon and get out. And it there's nothing like clever to me about the plot of the movie, or like it was so baseline where again it didn't feel like it needed to like sell itself to me beyond being He-Man, and that just it wasn't enough for me ultimately, where I was like, I'm not excited about seeing these characters do this stuff. So I'm trying to look for like a character. Like my favorite part of this movie was the beginning when he was in the real world. I actually really liked that stuff. Once we got into the world itself just felt like it was all kind of green screened in, and the action was very, it's stuff like he'd get on the top of that ship that's flying through the forest. Mm-hmm. And he's just on a green screen. Like, he's not flinching at the wind. Like, it's not like they're not trying. They don't care. It's not the point. Or like an explosion would happen, and then they cut to the actors and they'd shine some light on them. Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't like really feel like anything was real. Like, none of the world, it all felt, I just didn't connect to it. I just never felt like I think, Max, I said this to you. When I worked at a movie theater, I'd have to watch like the last 20 minutes of a lot of movies. And it just kind of felt like that the whole time to me, where I was just like, I never engaged with it, is the only way I can put it. And to me, it was just that it felt like I was watching someone else's inside joke or something like that.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, they do take a lot of opportunity to undercut the tension with some sort of joke, or like, come on, Adam, like that kind of thing, which might be very He-Man. I mean,
what was the laughing at the end? That was funny, but I don't know what that was.
That's a He-Man gag.
One of my favorite bits in the whole movie is them just standing with their hands on their hips, laughing, and it's like, are you guys like? That's how Cringer is like a little bit meta. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
There's like there literally are inside jokes in the movie. Like that one's like a layered meme almost, because the hands on the hips laughing is how they ended a lot of the cartoons. They would laugh uproariously at some dumb shit dad joke. And then they have in the movie they're doing that, and they have Cringer like looking at us and looking at them, and that's a meme from a couple of years ago that somebody put together, like just of cutting Cringer kind of like looking like, what the fuck is, like, this is bizarre, and these guys just like laughing hysterically, and so that's just them putting that meme into the movie right there. It's the Spider-Man pointing at himself meme in the Spider-Verse movies.
Good on them for putting that stuff in there. That kind of flew over my head. I mean, I could appreciate the moment of them laughing like cartoon characters, but who is that
there's
for?
More. I know there's more. Like I said, this movie was for people that are like mired in He-Man, and I know there's more references than that. And there's stuff that I like barely understand. It's like, I know that's something, but I don't quite like the Three Non-Blondes song is another like oblique reference to a He-Man meme.
Jesus.
The barbarian he steals
the
the sword from is the initial prototype of He-Man.
Mm-hmm. I knew the basic stuff. I knew Queen. I knew fucking Dolph showing up.
Dolph showing up.
That was
for
very
way
bad.
Too long.
It was bad.
I think he just. I was sort of like, oh, that's funny, and then they just kept going with the scene. I was like, it's fine. Like
it was weird. He wasn't King Randor. They probably asked him, and he said no.
Or just like some random, royal in Eternia. Like, why? I don't know. There's reasons, I guess, that he probably had some say, right? Like, I don't want to be some fantasy. Probably. Don't put me in a wig again. Like, I want to be a gym bro. Like, great, do that. But the dialogue was bad. It felt like I want to compartmentalize like the different parts of the movie. Like the sentimental, dramatic scenes were like kind of fell flat. Some of the humor was really great, like the in jokes and the meta stuff was like really great. Like He-Man's the actor who played He-Man, like props to this guy, was like selling all of the like goofiness
I
really
really
well.
liked him. I liked him a lot.
His
Yeah.
stupid run. He was
great.
like one of the highlights of the movie for me. His stupid run when they're on the bridge.
Yeah.
It's like he's like such
clutching
a doof.
the sword. I like how sword focused he is.
Yes, and like clutching it to his chest like this, like not holding it heroically. Like you'd think he'd be practicing with a
No,
sword
he's been
for
looking for
his
the
whole
sword
life.
his whole life. It's a stick at home.
Right, he like doesn't know what to do with it. I love that stuff. That stuff worked really well. But anytime there was like an intention on this being funny, or like Idris Elba has a lot of lines where he'd like say something, try to be funny, and it was just like, ugh. The humor there is bad. It's like they had different writers come in and do different things. Maybe rewrites also. Like, we got to add more comedy here, and like that stuff doesn't work for me.
No, yeah, I agree that not all the jokes land. There's enough that landed for me, and I had a lot of goodwill just from enjoying how fun the movie was. But like, I thought a lot of Skeletor's stuff was intentionally funny. Like,
First real mention of Skeletor here. Let's get into it. Skeletor,
his
best
outfit,
part of the movie.
Yeah, his fucking
So
outfit
funny.
changes during the end sequence when he's invading He-Man's mind. That was the funniest goddamn thing, and it's the smallest detail.
That was fun.
Just the idea. Well, let's just dress him up like a gym rat for the gym scene. Let's have him dressed up in a suit and tie for his work scene. And
I have copious
Holy
notes
shit.
about this sequence, Tom. I want to go through it right now. There's Jim Bro Skeletor, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I see people online already trying to get his Nike swoosh shirt.
Hell yeah. Yep.
But it's bone, it's skeleton swoosh. So this is like a thing they made. It's not like an afterthought. Skeletor invented his own swoosh.
It's Travis
good
Knight,
on you.
right? His dad's
Right.
Phil Knight.
And like other things, like when he HR Skeletor is also great.
Yeah, HR Skeletor
And
was
just
awesome.
slapping all the dream dudes, like that shit doesn't have to be in there. They put that in. That's so funny. It works.
that's a great.
I liked him
every
hitting
time it
people,
happens,
yeah.
it works. And he's hitting the guy that Adam doesn't like, which is also funny. Like fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But I also love that he wants to be evil. I don't know. Is this Jared Leto's best performance?
It's one of my favorites in a long time. I like that he's kind of. I'm interested to hear what Dave thinks of it because.
Yeah.
I just feel like a spoil sport, to be honest.
Do you have do you have a concept of what Skeletor, like who Skeletor is, like how he behaves?
I just kept thinking of like Frisky Dingo, or like where I was just like, oh, this is like they're doing the Venture Brothers version where it's like
Skeletor
oh, I get
literally
it.
is
that. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
in the
where it was
cartoon,
like-
that's like he would say this, like he was always goofy.
right. It's like it's
Yeah.
Shredder, where
Yeah,
it's sort of
exactly.
like we're making fun of this guy, and like it's like no, I mean Skeletor was fun, but again the part where they're like he's just evil, it didn't. It was sort of like okay, so. He's just evil. He's
Yeah.
just villain. He literally says, "I'm just the villain."
just
He
the
likes
villain.
to be bad.
This felt to me. So, this is how I'm sure people feel watching like Mortal Kombat 2, having no frame of reference, right? Or the or like
I feel
this
like
felt
Mortal Kombat
watching
was way less impenetrable than this would be, probably.
This feels like watching the fourth Thor. Where it's like
Yeah.
we've already established everything. Now we're just having fun. Remember this meme? Remember that? Hey, it's just Skeletor. We don't have to like. And that's what I mean. Where it was just like, I know. Again, it's stupid because like I wasn't literally confused and going like, who are these people? It's just like that's the emotional thing that like I know I was subconsciously feeling. Where it's like Skeletor. They just told me like he's just evil. He just wants this thing to be evil and do evil stuff, and so like it's all just that Skeletor. There was parts in this that are very funny, like Skeletor and stuff. But I'm just like, then make it like a half-hour show, which didn't Kevin Smith do?
They did, yeah. And He-Man literally was.
Everybody
Speaking of
really
Harley
hated
Quinn
that.
show.
They killed He-Man famously in that show, and people were real upset about it.
Did they?
That's a Tila show. Yeah.
Well, he
spoilers,
dies
that's
at the
funny.
end of the part one. That's the idea of it is bringing.
Yeah.
It's literally bringing back He-Man, like it's rebooting He-Man. So the story
Right.
is literally resurrecting He-Man.
which is a take. That's fine.
It's a take. I enjoyed it. I get why
stuff like that happens in D&D all the time. We got to like go save the soul of our friend. That kind of thing.
I get why people were maybe bummed by it, but I still thought it was good.
Yeah, I didn't see that. That sounds. I don't know. That sounds
it doesn't. I guess it's.
Do you think it would have been better if they'd set up Skeletor's like origin, quote unquote? I don't think so either.
Because I get bored with that stuff because these are characters are all based on archetypes anyway. And so it's like they were never that. Like Skeletor has only ever been that. Was I guess kind of what my point was. It was like the character was created as a Saturday morning cartoon villain, so he's always been, yeah, you royal boobs, like that's Skeletor's voice in the cartoon.
Yeah.
So I got a pop from me when he calls He-Man a boob in this movie, but like the fact that he's so like kind of like irreverent, and he's like James Mason. He's like drunk James Mason in this movie.
Yeah, he talks about the crescendo. He like wants there to be big moments, and he's very theatrical, like for no one, for himself.
Like, why don't you face me like a man? He's like, well, A, I don't want to. I have no face.
Yeah, and I don't have a face.
That's what, I don't have a face. I'm like, that's B, I don't want to.
Great writing, and also Jared Leto, you're so funny for pulling that line off in a convincing way.
This is like, I guess like.
I'm not pro Jared Leto,
I appreciated that they just went for it instead of trying to ground him.
He goes swings for the fences.
Instead of trying to ground him or making him Thanos or making him anything, they're just like, no, he was a goofy, wacky Saturday morning cartoon villain. What if we just made him that?
Yeah, this is why I went back. Like, this is one of those things you realize screenwriting is when you get a note. Yeah. You realize that it's not literally what they want you to do. It's like a product of something that's missing. And like if I gave this script a note, it would be, well, make it like all in his imagination. Like that idea of like, okay, what if it's all, because there's this idea in the movie that it was like these people just are. And I was like, that so plays into the idea that these are fantasies of a child's imagination, right? Like a kid playing with toys of like, he's bad because he has a skull face and his name is Skeletor. He's just bad. So I was like, well, then make that like a meta thing and make it be about like, he doesn't have to be this way. Like that idea, which again, they've done to death.
Yeah,
right?
My question is, why make that movie?
Right. And that's the problem is like, I'm not saying don't literally do that. I'm saying that note is sort of indicative of the disconnect I was feeling, which was like, it just wasn't enough where it's like, I don't need to know his origin necessarily. I just needed something.
Mm-hmm. You maybe need a couple extra scenes of him like doing bad stuff independent of He-Man. And like, what's your motivation for being bad?
I flagged those lines too, and honestly, all you need to do is change that line because that, like, I was totally already on board with just accepting what I was seeing. So those lines rubbed me the wrong way as well. I didn't think they needed them. So instead of saying like Skeletor is laid waste to Eternia because why is he doing that? Because he's evil. It's like, well, no, the answer seems pretty obvious. He's laying waste to Eternia because you guys hid the power from him, and he's punishing you until you show him where you hid it. Like, that's it. Like, that's why he's doing it. Like, just change that line.
Right. You could say what I'm saying about Mortal Kombat, right? Someone could walk into Mortal Kombat and be like, but why are they making a tournament? You know what I mean? Where it's like, at a certain point, you have to just say, like, well, it just is.
You have to.
Like, if you want to have fun.
What it is.
Because that's the rules of the universe. They're making a tournament because that's what the gods said you have to do to save the world. It's a tournament.
Yeah. I don't know why they're doing it.
I don't know why they did that. It's because this is the fucking story, man. What do you want?
Right. And so, like, if that's the case, then my note is, like, don't make it for $200 million then. Make it for $30 million and just make it for fans of the thing. And so, like, I think it was just, it leaned way too much into because it just is that ultimately, like, it just shoved me out. I don't know. Again, that's why, like, the parts I connected to was, like, him in the real world, like, fantasizing about this, being a weirdo, going to that comic book shop to get the sword from the guy who, I don't know why that guy cared, but it doesn't matter.
That interaction was also bad. It was like the guy texted him, I'll pay you or for $200 or $300 or something, I'll give you the sword. And like that didn't happen. Like,
he just
guys,
tells
He didn't give him the money.
He tells him where it is. That's
right.
it.
But and then he leaves, and it's like, guys, you wrote that into the movie. You could at least follow that up with like well, I have my money, my wallet's in the car or something. It doesn't matter, but ultimately that kind of stuff is a bummer for me.
I thought there was a lot of that because it was sort of like it didn't need to feel the need to justify itself too much. So there was a lot of like I said, when they're in the jail and then he gives the speech and they all just break out of the jail. and it's just like you could have done that at any time, I guess.
I do have questions about dungeons. How do dungeons work, guys? We have we put all the prisoners into one big cell. Is that how dungeons work?
But that's
when you're trying to save space.
Yeah, I guess also we put a saber-toothed tiger in there. Does that saber-toothed tiger poop all the time where everybody is? Does that saber-toothed tiger
You're in a dungeon. Does it matter?
These are questions
You're
that Tom, your argument is correct. We don't need to know these things. It does not matter. But that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about.
It's not the point. Again,
it's not the point. Like, it doesn't matter. Let's move forward.
I liked when the Amazon truck saved the day by hitting that.
He got hit by an Amazon truck.
Hit
and
Beastman.
Very realistically, the driver kept going.
Yep.
Because he doesn't. He's just he's pissing in bottles in there. Like he can't fucking stop.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to get. He's got to hit all those addresses by the end of the day.
I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated that.
It's too bad.
Make it any other truck. You fucking movie.
The most cynical view in my head. Like I said, I feel bad being like a spoil sport because I think people who like this, I'm glad they like it. I think everybody in it did a good job. And is very fun. Alison Brie in there.
Oh yeah,
I would have liked more of her doing stuff.
But I couldn't help but to feel like Jeff Bezos said, "I want a He-Man movie," and then they made one. And it felt it was just like the Amazon all really like that like left a bad taste in my mouth, and it felt like it was just riding so much on nostalgia that ultimately I'm just like I don't. I'm sort of over movies like this in general because it's just this so expensive and this big, like nostalgic spectacle for this toy. And I was just kind of like, you could argue that I was never, it's funny because I thought I was going to like this movie more. But like maybe like that Amazon logo at the beginning, maybe that was enough to immediately kind of tinged me against it, where I was like that realization of like, all right, you're this giant corporate monster. I need you to be like, you're going to have to meet me more than halfway at that point.
Yeah, we need some sort of understanding that this movie is about making a good movie and like telling a story and not just selling toys, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it just never, like, again, I keep going back to it where it just felt like it was kind of a lot of the instincts of blockbuster films that I'm kind of over, where like the action, it looked kind of Marvel-ish, where it's like that
very
looks
Marvel
like a Quinjet, and like it's all kind of just people on a green screen for a lot of it, and the action to me was just like really just. It didn't give me anything that I hadn't sort of seen before, and it shrugged so much through the movie, and so like it just, yeah, the fact that I'm not into He-Man, like coming from that outside perspective, that was sort of all I could see at a certain point, where like nothing here had nostalgia for me, so there's no dopamine being triggered for me.
Yeah.
Where it's like the humor was the only thing that really triggered that dopamine for me, in the sense that I'm like, these jokes are funny because the writers are good and the director is good. Like,
and the actors are good at selling the jokes.
Yeah.
It's like hitting when it's hitting. I agree with you about the a lot of it feeling very empty. Some of the like things I wrote in my notes about stuff that super didn't work were a lot of those Marvel style things. There's like that long chase sequence with the spaceships. Where he like is on top of it, then he's he's on like a scooter.
Yep.
and it's like toy. Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Calls it out.
Toys. So like, I mean, that sequence was so long, and it was just like, there's no stakes here. Of course they're gonna like get away. Yeah, they crash land, sure, but like
And I
that.
couldn't-
Yeah, but we're seeing him be He-Man for the first time in the movie.
Yeah,
at
and
that
I would
point.
have loved to have him just standing on top of the spaceship, holding a sword, like, you know, deflecting lasers or whatever. That would have been dope. But you know, he does the He-Man thing where he you know, punches. He's a big brute. It's fine.
He grabs it
that
with
sequence.
his hands.
That
and
sequence was too
throws it.
long. There's other things, like a lot of the extras, especially like the henchmen, the minions, are like just kind of like alien, you know.
Yeah, they're little monsters.
They're like little monsters, which is totally He-Man, don't get me wrong. But it just felt like, you know, it reminded me of like Thor Ragnarok, where they're like on that alien planet, and it's like they put so much effort into the costumes and the production value, and it's incredible. And here it was like very green screeny. Like, yeah, we got these guys' costumes, but like not much else about the world connects to them being like a weird pig creature. Like, what are there? That doesn't make sense to me. Other
Right.
than it's like here's a bunch of
it's
toys
just a
you can
fantasy
collect.
planet where everything is possible.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
why I kept going back. It felt like such a collection of toys that I kept going back to the narrative of like when Skeletor. Something that I wish they had did that they played more with is when he does his mind melt, which that's fine. I guess he can do that. I
he's a
thought
sorcerer.
the joke. I thought
he
the
has
bit,
magic. He can do magic. Dave, come
Yeah,
on.
the movie's already 2
got a
hours and
staff.
20 minutes long.
He got a staff.
Yeah. 2 hours and 20 minutes, I would argue, is too long for this. But I thought they were
Yes.
going to do a thing, and I actually thought this would be interesting, where he wakes up in his bed and everybody's like, "What are you talking about? Like, you've just been here." Like I thought he was going to gaslight him. I thought the
that
idea
too,
was going to be
for a
like,
minute.
"You're just Adam, man. You're just," because that was sort of his like thing, and I thought that would have been a really cool idea of like, what's the worst thing you could do to him in this moment is like completely just take away,
Undo it.
because it's about like I thought this character. It's about a guy who's like bored with his life, who thinks there's something important about him, and I thought that was it would be a really cool idea to take that away from him in the third act and like even do a sequence where he has to go back to work, like
Yeah, and just live in the world again. Live in Oklahoma City.
Because it's like that is the ultimate. Because there's not too much in terms of stakes, right? Where it's like he's gonna defeat Skeletor.
Yeah.
It's
With the power of self-actualization.
so I just thought that was neat. Someone pointed this out to me. I think Eric's Barnes did. They didn't give the roommate a name.
Yeah, I have questions about the roommate.
He's got a name in the credits. I guess
They never say it, and that's
He never addressed his name. That's so funny.
I don't know. Maybe a twist where it's like, oh, that was all in his mind or something. Because that
I like
would
where your head's
explain-
at, though, Dave. It's almost like a Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz situation, where it's like,
Yeah,
you
Wizard
have,
of
you have
Oz
all
thing
these
would be
memories,
cool.
and you were there, and you were there. It'd be great if he had to go back to work, and like Ram Man was like standing at the copier, like doing a thing. And he's like, "Don't
They
you
just
know
start
you're Ram Man?"
bleeding
And he's
in?
like, "Stop
Yeah.
calling me that. Like, my name is like Trevor. Like, leave me alone."
I think that's the stuff I glommed onto, which is the idea of this man with the like that. There's been other movies like this, but that idea of a guy who's just believes this world is out there, and
he's so sword focused. Like he can't get through that
Yeah.
reprimand meeting with his boss. He's like,
Yeah.
no, the sword. Really, it's all about the sword. I have to find my sword.
Shout out to Sashir Zamata, who is excellent in this movie also
she's
as
great.
the like HR manager boss. Is so funny.
she was good. Yeah,
Love her.
yeah, and everybody was good. I just it was sort of like once they got into the world, my eyes would sort of glaze
Can I ask
over.
you why the explanation at the beginning of Thor works for you, but this one doesn't?
At the beginning of what? The
Thor.
movie Thor?
The first Thor,
Yeah.
like
I
Kenneth
mean,
Branagh
I don't
Thor.
know.
Why
even
does
know if-
does Here's Asgard? It exists. Why does that work for you, but this one doesn't?
I guess because I mean, honestly, I don't know if it fully did. I think it's more that it was so hype, like because I would go back to Iron Man, right, where it's like here's a man, he builds this thing, this
Yeah.
technology, and we like the thing about the Marvel universe is it started in like our world and then it just slowly built
Slowly
into
opened
it.
up, yeah.
Yeah, and so like by the time you get to Thor, it does honestly feel like them going like, now we're doing Thor. Don't worry about it. There's other planets.
Yeah.
It's an alien. It's like we're opening up the universe. It's like this slow opening where, yeah, I guess this is another planet. Asgard, I think one of the things is that there felt like a consistency in the technology of the world, which is like it's all kind of magic based.
It's techno fantasy, and it's kind of the same thing.
I guess
they
it
have
is.
Aircraft, but they also have flying horses. They're all dressed like Vikings, but they also have laser guns and magic.
It's still pretty
they carry swords and they have laser guns. They have both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, can I propose something here that might work that might help the movie work for you a little bit in terms of
I'm genuinely curious.
marrying the fiction.
Yeah.
Because I think
I'm
maybe
genuinely curious, right?
maybe they
Because
set up not Asgard. Maybe they set up Eternia in a different way, where he like is shunted to Oklahoma City, but there are people who like know about Eternia, and there's like some old guy in a library who has like a big book on Eternia. Like other people have come from Eternia. Tila seems to have no problem like flying a spaceship to Oklahoma City. Like that, that doesn't necessarily need to be explained, but it's like, what if there was other let's call it incursions. It's a Marvel thing, for lack of a better word. But like, what if we have set up in the universe that there are connections between the two places? It's not just like some planet that we're not going to,
I think a lot of it isn't logical, but like an emotional connection. Like, for example, I'm now wondering if I saw this movie before Thor, maybe I'd like this movie more, because when I saw this world, I just went, oh, it's Thor. Like, oh, they're doing Thor.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
The thing I had seen already.
Yeah.
It is. I mean,
and it doesn't matter
even
what
the long
came
bridges
first.
and things like that.
Yeah, it was sort of like, and that's what I guess that's what I felt is that they knew they were doing it, and they were like, you get it. Like, there was a lot of that. You get it. And it's like, yeah, I guess I do get it. I just never like, besides Adam, there was no other character that was they spent a lot of time on that I
not really
cared
outside
about.
of the core three. It's him and Tila and Idris.
And Tila doesn't get much to do. Doesn't get much development. Her father-daughter stuff is
she's in
her
most
father-daughter
of the movie,
stuff is pretty one note.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's in it throughout, but yeah, she really doesn't. She just like is mad at her dad because he got his ass beat by Trapjaw and just disappeared into a bottle for 15 years. I'd be mad at him too. It's only Trapjaw.
Yeah. I loved Trapjaw in
He
this
was
movie.
rad.
He just kept showing up too.
He just kept showing up, and that fight between him and He-Man, like them fighting on the bridge, I thought was one of the best fights of the whole movie.
Dude.
I don't care about the the CGI spinning camera where Neckman is
Mechaneck?
whipping Mechaneck.
I love
Thank
Mechaneck.
you. Mechaneck, whatever. He's whipping people around. That does nothing for me. It's just like it's slop at a certain point. But He-Man one-on-one fighting Trapjaw was great. He like holds him. Trapjaw's like trying to push him over, and he's just kind of holding him there and like smiling, like,
he's
"Hey,
like giving him
I'm kind of
thumbs
doing
up."
I'm kind of doing a good job."
Yeah.
Like I love that. That's so good. And he rips his arm off. I ripped that guy's arm off. Did you see that? Like, that's great.
But I like that he's kind of troubled by it later too. Like,
yeah,
like,
I will also say Trapjaw had the most brutal death of anyone in the movie.
Yeah, he did.
Poor Trapjaw. I'm sure Trapjaw will return.
He'll be fine.
He got his
'cause-
jaw ripped off.
yeah, he'll be fine.
Well, he shoves a grenade into his mouth.
He like dislocates his jaw and shoves a grenade, which is like,
It's gonna blow him up.
Pretty brutal.
But he's like a cyborg zombie, like we see in the beginning of that
Yeah.
He-Man fight. Like he's been, or no, not the He-Man fight. In the beginning, when Man at Arms, when Idris is fighting,
they
him,
fight, yeah.
Like he seems like he's been mortally wounded, but then it just sort of like, like heals because he's like
how did
made
he
of sand.
how did he get the trap?
He's
how
like
did
a
he get the
zombie.
Trapjaw at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like some undead. Is Skeletor necromancer? Like is
something?
He,
I'm sure he
has a lot of
disappeared
bone.
into a gem or something. Well, he'll be back.
He's got a lot of bones. I
He's
really
a lot
like
of
that he
bones.
had like this bone sanctuary, and his like lair it was like a bunch of bones of creatures, like a
Yeah.
unicorn skeleton.
Yeah.
And like I just love bones. I'm just bad. I love
Just really
bones.
into
Like
bones, you know.
that's Skeletor, man. It's cool.
I'm just going through my bone phase right now. You understand? Right. It's all because of my skull face.
Yes. Can we do that again? Let's take it one more time, but while I'm sitting on my bone throne.
So wait, the Grayskull castle is unrelated to him?
Correct.
He wants to infiltrate the
He wants to steal the
castle,
power.
Right? Castle Grayskull exists as part of Protected Kingdom. Right.
You guys know.
The power that he thinks exists in the sword?
It's supposed to be, like but they tricked him.
Yes.
It honestly sounds like it's more belongs to his, I guess, species. If the castle's a skull, like if you have a skull face.
I think Skeletor is a one-off. We all, Dave, if you think about it, we all have skull faces.
That's true.
It's true.
I think Skeletor's like a one-off of his kind.
And
like
I've
some
always
sort of
said
troll skeleton.
But like, if I had a skull face and there was a Castle Grayskull, I'd be like, well, that's mine, right? Like, do we have to debate this?
You don't own all bones. Come on.
That may be his logic. He behaves as though it belongs to him already.
I guess what I'm saying is it feels like something very sinister happened before what we're seeing. Where, like, if this man, like, because the Castle Grayskull has the power, it's like the place.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a temple.
It's the cradle of the power.
With a skull face. I don't feel like the skull face is necessarily relevant to the power within. I think it's probably just something some executives in the late 70s, early 80s were like doing coke and thinking,
well, yeah.
we got to sell skull playset.
You can watch the very excellent episode of Toys That Made Us about He-Man, and you'll catch a lot more of this stuff. But it was just a bunch of like artists like drawing. What about barbarian shit that looks rad? Can we put that in there? Yeah, dude, spaceships. Yeah. What? Who cares?
It's like Conan the Barbarian, but with lasers and spaceships.
Exactly.
Can we talk about toys for just one more second? Because we talked very briefly at the beginning of the pod here about like, did this hit us? Tom, you said you're a little young for it.
I was, but I played with the toys for sure.
Similarly, I was young, didn't have those He-Man toys around. I was, a Turtles
Turtles
boy.
were much bigger for me.
Yeah. And still am to this day. But like, I played with, I don't know if anybody. Either of you know this, but like a Mighty Max.
I remember Mighty Max
series. Yeah. Love Mighty Max. Mighty Max is pretty much not He-Man sort of adjacent, but the villain of Mighty Max is this guy Skullmaster, Skullhead, Necromancer.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
There was a playset called Skull Mountain. Best playset ever. I encourage you to like Google Skull Mountain, but like this thing, opens up. So there's, they're putting skulls on things because they're marketing this to boys. Like boys love skulls. Boys love bones.
According to IMDb, the voice of Skullmaster in the cartoon was Tim Curry. So that sounds like
Jared Leto is kind of playing like Tim Curry, villain. He's very flamboyant and theatrical in a way that Tim Curry like.
It's a little Frankfurter,
Frankfurter or like long John Silver from Muppet Treasure Island.
Sure,
like he's doing like a big thing. I didn't know that about voice acting. Thank you very much.
He seems to have, I don't know, because he played the Hatbox Ghost in that Haunted Mansion movie no one saw. Like
who?
Jared
Tim
Leto.
Curry?
Jared
Did
Leto.
He?
Yeah, I know
how
he was
is he
on
everywhere?
set.
He is a
they put him on set.
Ghost.
Yeah, he is. It's just funny that he keeps playing roles where they're like, just put a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I
totally. Face.
I totally expected like this was just like, they had some performer in the suit, and they just got Jared Leto in later to do the voice. No, that's him. That's him on set in a blue muscle suit.
All right.
I really like that they gave him pinprick eyes.
That's the kind of attention to detail that I was talking about at the beginning.
Good stuff. And like
it's little touches that
they sold.
They sell his character a lot. I think all the characters are great.
He at one point has He-Man by the throat and goes,
he just says to make his point.
Yeah.
I love that shit, man.
Little Jared Leto choices, but
right. You got a skull face, you do that.
Yeah, you got a skull face.
I don't think we need Jared Leto to perform in any movies with his own face. I think he becomes the character actor who dons the makeup.
Yeah, I'll go one step
on the
further.
Suit.
Stop
putting him in movies.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Let's start there.
Stop casting Jared Leto. Don't need him.
Yeah. Don't need him. Could have been anybody.
He can go to his cult island and have a great time.
He does great in this movie, but,
he'll be fine.
Somebody else could have done great, too.
Yeah. Idris Elba, it's always nice to see him. Although I will say I'm getting a little worried where I'm like, I think all the way back to The Wire, and I'm like, you should be getting like Academy Awards right now. But he seems to be just like, and he's just like, fuck it, man. I'll be in Thor 4. I'll be in this. I'll just slap some weird shit on me. I'll say some jokes. It's fine.
I don't care.
He was great in House of Dynamite. Did anybody see a House of Dynamite?
No, I still need to watch it.
Okay. He's in it. Spoilers, he's in it. He's in that Catherine Bigelow
one,
movie. He can fucking act, but he's does so much of this now. He's in the Sonic movies. I think he just like has kids and he's like, this is fun.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
I was going to say, he must just be picking up paychecks for and doing things that his kids can go see. His kids are absolutely going to see He-Man.
Will they?
I don't know.
Going back to that, I saw an interview with Alison Brie, and she was talking about, she was like, doing He-Man, all these guys, these 40 to 50-year-old guys are approaching me, like my friends, and being like, oh, I'm so excited. And they're like, I'm going to bring my kids. And I'm like, yeah, but if your kids are like 12, they're going to just go like, no.
Yeah,
where I'm just like, I know why this was it doesn't really, like, this is quality of the movie aside. I just think this was like, it really seems like they miscalculated how big He-Man is.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. Like, they were like $200 million.
Not for this budget.
Everybody's going to see it. They're going to bring their kids to it. And I'm just like, I really don't think that's, again, it's Mortal Kombat, where when I went to see Mortal Kombat, it was a theater full of dudes my age, and that's fine. And I loved it.
Contrast that to us seeing this movie in a theater with maybe 8 people.
Yeah, and the 8 people were having a good time.
Sure,
I
was one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's just,
I don't think that it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
As much as they thought it would be.
Or rather, it's confined to that generation. Like, I have a feeling.
Yeah, it's too silly to cross over.
And it just hasn't been consistently represented for such a long time. Yeah. There hasn't been a He-Man cartoon, I think, that was regularly on the air for children in like 20 years since the aughts.
So, right, and that's the thing. Like, the Michael Bay Transformer. I think they did know to some extent we have to kind of introduce this concept because they do enough,
had,
but
like,
they
Beast
also
Wars and stuff through the 90s and aughts and
and there's also a couple cartoons that were like for a younger crowd. Can I do you one better though, Dave, than Michael Bay Transformers? Michael Bay Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah,
Ninja Turtles has done a really good job across the franchise of like picking up younger audiences consistently. They're like constantly rebooting.
Yeah, they keep putting
the
out
Mutant Mayhem franchise has been really good. Like lots of kids. I see kids like wearing Ninja Turtle stuff.
They put out a new cartoon like every 10 years.
I wanted to talk to you about it, Tom. It's a teeny mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon coming to Nick Jr. It's like Spidey and Friends, but Ninja Turtles, and I'm watching that. Like I have a young daughter, but like
I show her Mutant Mayhem. She enjoys it.
I want to see how that hits.
It's It's like nostalgia hopping, right? Where like, let's say you're a heroin dealer and you want to get some kids into it. You got to give them a gateway drug. You got to sneak it into the candy. So like, it's all to say that like Ninja Turtles knows they're like, well, we got to still make like Saturday morning cartoons essentially.
But to still
like,
we have to still be relevant to a young audience, or else you just stay in the past.
But then there's like Scooby-Doo, right? Where it's like they're making a new one, and where it starts becoming that like the irony nostalgia, where they just start making a bunch of like, this is all for adults, and then if they try to make like a Scooby-Doo for kids again, it's like, well, you skipped them, you skipped their generation, you didn't make something for them in between. But I do think they might nostalgia hop where kids are like, oh, I remember those movies with Matthew Lillard, and now because like you can. You have to
old now. Like when were those movies?
Those are the odds.
At least
those are the odds.
Yeah.
It's the same with like kids who grew up as Star Wars fans because they were fans of the Clone Wars cartoons in the odds.
Right. Yeah, it's like very cynical, but there's like a nostalgic calculation you have to make where you're like, okay, every 10 years you have to make something like for the kids. You can't just like keep making like ironic adult things, but you do want to include that. And I just think they did it wrong here. Like they did, because like watching this, I was like, this is kind of like, this is PG-13. It's kind of adult. Like watching it.
It is.
A lot of
I was
violence.
like, yeah, it's kind of violence. Like
bloodless
they were doing
violence, but still like dude's jaw gets ripped off and a grenade gets shoved in his
the
mouth.
guy is stuck to the other guy, which was a great bit.
Oh,
but it felt
Love that stuff.
And
that guy had a name too.
Spikor.
And
of course he had a name. Come on,
sir. I'm missing it. I would love the little lower third every time somebody popped up and just said, this Spikor, he's spiky. I would like that.
It starts with him like working in an office, right? And I'm like, this just feels so adult. So like going back to
and he goes on a date.
Being like,
the date was fun.
Yeah, it's good, but like you're right. Your point stands. Like that is for 20-somethings.
Brie saying like they're going to bring their kids, and it was like they might, but I don't think the kids are going to have much like from this movie.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the little cartoon lion is like, oh, that's cool, and so like it just really feels like a miscalculation.
You need more Orko.
Yeah, I loved Orko coming at the end.
Throw Orko in there to narrate.
Orko's that little sorcerer at the end who came in with
Dave,
a lesson.
I know you walked out immediately after the credits started to roll, but there was a short scene of Orko explaining like
I saw that.
Hey, in like a Saturday morning cartoon type of way. Here's what we learned today, kids.
That was fun.
And I would have loved to have seen Orko at least one other time before that. Yeah, you're right. Things that kids grab onto.
It's sort of like the G.I. Joe movies, which those didn't do bad, but like they made them directly for people who were kids for G.I. Joe, and they didn't really go like, and we want to bring in new kids, which I don't think is necessarily a problem, right? If that's the point. If like G.I. Joe, I would argue should kind of die because it's just sort of like weird army propaganda. That we watched in the 80s. So I'm like, just make that for adults now. It's fine. We don't need to make a new G.I. Joe show for kids.
A 4-quadrant G.I. Joe movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, make a low-budget G.I. Joe movie for adults that's rated R.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. They'll probably do that again, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Make a new G.I. Joe.
They tried to make a Snake Eyes.
I'm sure they're working on it.
Well, any other thoughts on Masters of the Universe?
I like the stop motion for his gem. That was a nice little wink.
I didn't even notice that.
Cool. When he turns into He-Man, the gem on his chest, when it slides into place, it's stop motion.
Nice.
Yep.
I like that more movies. Was it actually stop motion?
Yes.
I don't
know why it wouldn't be. He's the Leica guy, right?
Yeah, I love that more movies. Oh, you're right. Sorry, between this and The Mandalorian, I like that.
Yeah, we had to get some stop motion in movies. Yeah, that was fun. Like this reminded me a little bit of the new Deathstalker. It reminded me a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, the newest one. Just like this, this was a fun thing made for fans of the property that was made. I felt like, as somebody who was more connected with it, I felt more joy behind it than you did.
So I'm kind of in the middle between the two of you.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of joy. I have no connection to He-Man.
Still hated the Amazon truck.
Yeah, I mean,
that sucks.
It's like, oh, fuck you, man.
You
don't get to have this.
Yeah.
Like, I would even consider the fucking ghouls that made He-Man, I would consider them artists. Because the guy that drew Skeletor because it was based on a skeleton he saw in a funhouse as a kid that scared him. And he was like, I'm going to draw a villain based on that. That's fucking art. They drew all these crazy barbarian landscapes with rainbow trees and a fucking skull castle and spaceships and shit. That takes something that Amazon doesn't have, you son of a bitch. You don't just get to say, this is ours now.
You could argue that this is in the spirit of that, though, right? Because the original He-Man was a bunch of talented artists making something for I guess, a cynical corporation.
To try and get paid,
Yeah. I always think of Deep Space Nine has an episode I won't even bother to explain where it takes place in the 1930s and they're all sci-fi writers and they do a thing that was great, which is that the artist comes in and goes, I have a drawing of like this, and someone's like, yeah, I'll make a story out of that. It's all that where he's like, here's a story, here's a picture of like a fucking alien and a little kid, and they're like, yeah, I'll figure something out. That's what I assume He-Man was, right? Where it's like, we need 6 toys.
Boardroom.
Yeah,
they had to reverse engineer it. They bluffed.
How can we sell an animal? Oh, it's a tiger, but it can't just be a regular tiger because people can buy regular tigers. It's got to be green.
Give it a battle
look like
cat.
It's space. Yeah, it's got to be a battle cat.
Ironically, Ninja Turtles wasn't that, even though it feels like that. Like Ninja Turtles was.
It might have become that a little bit.
Oh,
but
it definitely
you're right.
became that. Yeah.
It didn't start in that realm. You're right.
It feels like that. It feels like something somebody would go like, all right, they've ordered me to. They accidentally bought a bunch of turtle molds, so now we have to figure out a story around these turtles.
Yeah, and how to give them
fun
armor.
Certainly that.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. Well, great work, everyone.
Let's end on that note with back to turtles. Something we'd both all be rather watching.
Max, thank you so much for being on.
You guys, this was a real pleasure.
At the end of this, do you want to remind people about stuff and things? Plug something.
I can replug Star's Patreon.
Do it.
Thank you.
Patreon.com/Starline STARLINE. And yeah, if you guys ever do something stupid in the future and you want to have me talk about it, please let me know.
We do a lot of stupid things in the future.
Does not have to be a current movie in theaters. Yeah.
We do so many stupid things.
We do. Most of it, actually.
I'm aware. Keep fighting the good fight, guys.
We will. God, we're freedom fighters. In a way, we're heroes.
In a way, I'm Fisto.
Yeah.
No, we are all Fisto.
We're all Fisto.
We have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamefully unemployed, GAMEFULLY, unemployed. You go on there, you pay $5 a month to get access to exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Himboos, our supernatural podcast. If you want to kick in $10 more, you can watch movies with us every Friday night. I am certain we'll watch this. We watch so many movies. We watch
all
2 movies
really.
Through our... we watch Swordfish and Hackers. Swordfish and Hackers.
That's every movie.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's the whole gamut. Yeah. Every movie exists between Swordfish and Hackers.
Exists on that spectrum, yeah.
Yeah.
We also have a store. Head over to GamefullyUnemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Please rate and review our podcast wherever you're listening. And check out our other show, Badical, BADICAL, also wherever you are listening.
Is this more of a Swordfish or a Hackers, you think, on that spectrum?
This is more of a Hackers.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think...
Love Hackers, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's what they asked, right? The producers, they walk into the room and they're like, "Where is this on the on the SH scale?" Swordfish or Hackers.
It's almost like a dartboard, right?
Yeah.
It's like we gotta, yeah. Well done, team.
Good work. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at Artness by JustinBrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at StarleneArts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.